Your financials might not be making sense right now, and you can't stand the current economy, like what is going on now. A lot of people are closing shop because their forecasts that they made before isn't sustainable in this economy. Mistakes are lessons for us all to learn from. Sometimes we're overwhelmed by it all to correct it, or we just don't know where to start from. This is not just about me, but other business creatives out there. Being able to turn your passion into a successful business is something that we all want to do, and it can get quite rewarding, really. I myself have seen a fair share of what some of the mistakes can do to a business. And if you're new here, my name is Emem. I'm a portrait photographer based in Lagos, Nigeria. This is a space where I share my knowledge, my experience, my mistakes, and just life in general as I see it with other creatives, and we learn at our own pace. Prior to getting mentorship or some education in business side of photography, I used to think I could do everything on my own. I thought I knew everything in business. I lived each day waiting for jobs to just fall on my lap somehow. I didn't have a skill or a background knowledge of what I was doing. And somehow I knew I wanted to succeed in all that I was doing, but I made some mistakes and I'm still learning daily as I grow in this business. I'll be sharing some of the experiences with you so that you can creatively decide if you want to adapt or what you think you can learn out of it that can grow your business well. You might be making money, but your business is not really striving the way it should be. And this is just because of some mistakes you're making. Let's get into some of these mistakes. Number one, you're the alpha and the omega. What do I mean by this? It means you're the beginning and the end of your business. This is one thing that I realized quite early. I told myself I couldn't afford help. I was in customer care, I was the HR of my business, I was the photographer, the PR, the content curator, the editor, the assistant, you just name it. And after 9 to 5, I was the wife, the sister, the mother, the friend, and I tried to have a social life in the midst of all of those things. What do you think? I burnt out fast. I was burning out. One day, I was editing. I had edited all night and I had a session the following day. I went to bed at 5 a.m. I slept off only to wake up to a banging on my door after so many missed calls from my client, an actual client who was paying me money. It was such an embarrassing moment. But this story is as real as it gets. I'm not kidding. The truth is, I couldn't do it all. So I burnt out. I was actually getting burnt out. I could have made the decision of outsourcing that editing the night before if I could afford, if I couldn't afford a staff, I could have made that decision of saying somebody should edit this thing for me. But, in those days, it was affordable, unlike it is in this day. But I was the alpha and the omega. So you might be thinking, what if you're just starting out? Well, this is where you have to have a plan, which includes learning to price your work enough to accommodate future needs that would make you sustainable. Things like getting an assistant, which I eventually did and worked with for a long time while building the rest of my team. It starts with a smart plan, smart goals. So don't fall into the trap of just thinking you can be everything at once. It never happens. Number two, ignoring financial education in business. So you might be winging it and getting it right and thinking you're doing a good job making money and all of that. I did mention in my previous video that you just need to know your craft. You need to get an education. And you can be the best photographer with the best eye, the best knowledge when it comes to art, but you need to identify your true cost of doing business. You need to understand your business methods, the cost of your doing business with actual numbers relating to your business, and just where to drive sales and how to have a sustainable profit, how to understand sales strategy, etc., etc. Understanding this why just would help you make good financial decisions. And your financials might not be making sense right now, and you can't stand the current economy, like what is going on now. A lot of people are closing shop because their forecasts that they made before isn't sustainable in this economy. These are things that you should put in place while planning before, or things that you can get while having an education. This is where I scream, get an education. Get an education, especially one that concerns financial management when it comes to your field. Have an understanding that just helps you begin to sell from a place of understanding instead of, guessing or fear or just under projections. Number 3, being a jack of all trades. This is where you create a niche for yourself and be known for something. A lot of people can argue about this, and most people have different school of thoughts when it comes to creating niches. But my personal belief is specializing gives you an edge. The longer you stay and evolve in what you do, the faster you master it and become an excellent fellow in it. Faster you become excellent in it, actually. I started doing weddings and realized, no, this wasn't for me. I couldn't stand the noise and all the people that I had to fight just to get my subject's attention. It was a nightmare for me. Even though it was a genre that drew my attention to photography in the first place, I fell in love with photography because of my wedding photographer who took very brilliant, lovely pictures. I loved it. I wanted to be a photographer just like him, but I knew quickly that wasn't for me. And I identified that it was a storytelling part that really drew me in. And somehow I found a way to bring it back into portrait photography. Let's put it this way, and let me give you an example. If you have an eye problem or you have an eye condition, do you walk into an office or a hospital demanding that you want your eye solved? What do? The right thing would be to go and visit an ophthalmologist or an eye specialist. So it is the same with any kind of profession. People will trust you better if you know or specialize in their needs. Number 4, not prioritizing your customers. There is a common saying that people will not forget how you made them feel. You are not selling pictures. Your real product is really the experience. As a photographer, you sell experiences. How you make your clients feel should be your priority. Listening to their needs, their preference, especially when it aligns with your style. Serve them from a place of love, from a place of care, empathy, and just resolving clients' complaints will get easier over time as you do it and serve with integrity. Know that customer is king. And if you do not understand this, then you'll be serving from a place of ego, pride, arrogance, instead of true service. As a problem solver, people will come to you to get their problems fixed. And as a photographer, what do? You fix their problems and make them feel good while addressing what they need to be fixed. It takes skills to master this kind of services. So get some if you have to. And if you do not have it, it comes to some people naturally. And even those people that it comes to naturally, they have to still brush it up. No matter how much you think you've made in business, or how much money you think you've made in business, or if you're just even starting out, nobody serves from on top. Service has to come from down up. So I like to end here with saying that a great talent, a great product, a great experience will totally bring satisfaction, not only to your client, but to your brand as a whole. So let me know in the comment section the mistakes that you've made while starting out, or the ones that you think can be avoided if people knew better. Remember, we're all here to learn at our pace. Don't forget to like, share this video, and also subscribe, and just so you can get notifications when next I share a video. Thank you for watching, and see you next time. Bye for now.